Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to the Japan Study Center. Today we are going to see the chapter of geography and what is our topic today? Human development. Human development is the most important chapter for the all class student. But here first topic arrive here, human development index. First of all is a what is a human development index here? There is the most important here, human development index. The human development index means HDI. There is a full form here, human development index here. HDI is the composite index that are measuring their average achievement in a country in three basic dimension of human development. These basic dimensions are the longer and healthy life. These basic dimensions are the long and healthy life is the knowledge and the descent of standard of living. The above mentioned dimensions are the measuring by the following indicator. There is a most important indicator I have here. There is an important indicator. Let's see the most important indicator here. Here show the three is a main indicator for the development here index here. Human development index. A long and the healthy life of measuring by the life expectancy of at a birth. The knowledge is a measuring by the adult literacy rate with the 2/3 of weight and the combined to the primary secondary tertiary as a gross environment ratio with their third weight. And third here is indicator a decent standard of living is measuring by GDP is a per capita in a purchasing of power priorities PPP means USA dollar. There is a most important indicator 3 here. But we should be know that the purpose of it is a construction is not to be give a complete picture of human development, rather to be provide a measuring which is a goes behind the traditionally a measurement of development income. Therefore, the HDI is a barometer of the changing the human well dwellings and comparing progress in a different region. There is a most important here barometers of changing human development here. Barometer SDI is a barometer for change of human is a well beginning and comparison progress here. Human development, a concept, is a based on the idea of development as a freedom. It is about building humans' capabilities, the range of things they can do and what they can be. Individually, freedom and right matter is a great deal. You know that individually freedom and the right matter are great deal. But this is a freedom and the right are restricted from a some because they are a poor. They are a poor, ill, illiterate and discriminated against the threatened by the violent conflict, are denied as a political wise, etc. There is a most important point here, and that why is the in Garrel's issue of human development report 1990. There is a author there is a defined ones about to mention indicated as a stimuli choose and the absence of which can be block many other opportunities here. Therefore, the defined of human development as a process of rising people as a choose as well as a rising the level of well-being. To achieve this there is a need for a reorientation over a process of development. In other words, the development must be involved around there is a people, not a people around the development. There is a most important point here. In other words, development must be revolved around their people, but not people around the development. There is a most important point. The basic difference between economic development and human development is that economical development entirely there is a focus is on the increasing of income, whereas the human development and believe in the expanding and varying of all aspects of humans a life via economical, social, political and culture etc. In economical aspect is a human development is one of the stimuli is the elements. The basic idea behind that is the use of incomes and not the income itself that is decided the human choose. Since there really is a wealth of a nation, it is a people, and therefore the goal of the development should be a increasement of human life. Apart from Human Development Index means HDI, there are other four indicators or human development has been selected which were used by the Human Development Report, and there are the most important here indicator is other. The first indicator here, Human Poverty Index for development countries means HPI 1. There is the most important first indicator here. The second important indicator here, human poverty index for selective means DECD is country HPI 2. And the next here, gender relative development index means GDI. And the last year, gender empower measurement means GEM here. Out of this is a HDI, HPI and 1, there is GDI are the calculated by the 3 is a common dimension a long and healthy life. There is a long and healthy life, knowledge and decline to the standard of living. But some of indicator are different things. This is a dimension. Let us now there is a similarity and difference from the table given below. There is a most important table arrive here. The differences is comparative analysis of dimension used to HDI, HPI and GDI. There is the most important comparison here. Let's come to the table here. Here table show a comparative analysis of dimension used to the SDI and HPI 1 and GDI also here. There is the most important here indices and SDI and HPI 1 and GDS here. The first point here, long and the healthy life. A long and healthy life here, HDI is show here, life expectancy is at birth. HPI is 1 is the probability of birth and not a swing at the age 40. And GDI here, life expectancy at the birth. But next here is important knowledge. Knowledge is the most important point here. But knowledge is a SDI accordingly. There is the adult literacy rate with a 2/3 of weight, and there is second here. The combining to the primary, secondary and gross is enrollment with a 1/3 of weight. And HPI is important here. According to the knowledge base here, adult literacy rate. There is an important point. And second here, percentage of population without a stable access to be improving water sources. There is an important also. And the last year GDI here is the knowledge base. The adult literacy rate is the most important. And second here, a combined primary, secondary and tertiary gross or environment ratio also important. And third here, a cent of standard living. There is a cent of standard living is the first year GDP is per capita adjusted to the purchasing power parity of USA dollar. That is important. And second year, the percentage of children underweight is of 1 year is also. And the last year, extremely Iran income PPP in the USA dollar. There is also important point here. Next year, why is the human development? Why the human development? There is a most important question here. The previous stations as a development economist is identify 6 reasons of favor for their human development here. The reasons are following here. First reason here, the ultimate purpose of entire exercise of development is to be improve the human condition and to the enlarge people as a choice. That's an important point. And second here, human development is a mean to be higher productivity. Human development is mean to be higher productivity. A well-nourished, the healthy educated, skilled, alert or labor force is the most productivity assist. Therefore, the investment in this is a sector justify on a ground of productivity. There is an important point here. And third point is also here, the help in reducing the rate of growth of population. There is a human development. This is the most important. It helps reducing the rate of growth of population. The fourth point here, human development is a friendly to be a physically environment also, and deforestation and desertification and the soil erosion is decline when to is a poverty decline. There is an important point here. The human development is a friendly to the physical environment, and deforestation and desertification or the soil erosion decline is when poverty decline here. And fifth here, improve the living condition and reduce to poverty is a contribute to be healthy civil society and great is a social stability. There is a fifth point is also important here. And sixth here, human development also helps the reducing civil disturbance in the society and is increasing political stability here. Till now, you might have understood the importance of human development. Let us now have to the closer look at the Indian as a position at the international level as far as human development is concerned. We will be also try to find out of the reason for a low level of human development in India. The next topic is here India trend of HDI. There is a most important point arrive here. India trends of HDI, Human Development Index here. According to the Human Development Report 2005, India as a rank was 127 out of 177 country of the world. You know that there is a very important here point here. The according to the Human Development Report 2005, the Indian has a rank 127. There is a very is not a favorable condition here in India here, or 127 out of the 177 country of the world. All the 177 country are the grouped under three categories of rise, and this high is a medium and low. High, medium and low. There is a three groups here. The country which has a value between to the 0.800 and above are termed as high. 0.800 are above the term is high. The country which had a value between to 0.500 to 0.799 where is ranked under the mediums category, and country which had to be value less than a 0.500 where is ranked as a low human development country. You know that there is a most important here 3 point high, medium and low development here. India was a place almost all the bottom of table in the medium level category. Over neighborhood country like China is 85, Sri Lanka is 93, and Maldives 96 remained, and below of the India is a position. Other neighborhood country like Myanmar 129, Bhutan 134, Pakistan 135 and Nepal is 136. We are placed just below of India. There is the most important point here. The country which is alive below the India is where to mostly from Africa and rest few countries from Asia. If we look at the Indian situation over time, we are identify say that is improved a lot over to the last 30 years. There is the most important point here in the table. So in the table, the Human Development Index, a trend of India is most important point arrive here. Let's see the Human Development Index on the table. Come. Here show the most important India is a Human Development Index trend in India 1975 to 2005. There is a most important period time is 30 years here. A year and India. Year 1975 is a 0.412 and 1980 India is condition here 0.439. But 1985 there is a India's condition has a 0.476. But 1990 there is a position of the 513. There is a middle growth here represent in this box. The 1995 there is a 0.546 and 2000 almost is the same 577 and 2005 the point of 602. There is a, almost is a medium represent of in this table. And next year this improvement is not a sufficient. You know that I have studied this table. There is a not a sufficient for here. There is a improvement is not a sufficient in this table. There is a many small country of Asia are the better position on this here. The smallest countries Asia is a better condition for the India there. The like Africa, Fiji, Mongolia and Turkey are well above the India. There is an important point here. There is a not improvement for the India here. India has to be work very hard to be placed among their top country in the mediums human development category. You know that India is a hard is a place among their country here, and the here category has a 0.501 to 0.800 is between. There is important point. If we present a 10 of countries, is a need to minimum 30 years to be entry to the high human development categories here. And this is our results is a effort, particularly in the social sector like education, health, and economical sector. Particularly education of poverty are required. But there is only is a it is not about sufficient here. Only is thinking here. The following are the reason of keep India at the bottom of human development here, and definitely increase of population, and there are large number of adult literacy is a low growth of employment ratio here, and a high drop out of rates, and inadequacy of government expenditure on education and health. The next, there is the large position of the underweight children as well as the undernourished people. And there are next the very poor concentration of facilities and low access of extremely life or saving medicine. There is the most important point here. There is a important here. Following reasons of keep India is the bottom of human development. There is the bottom of human development. Reasonably here is the large number of adult literacies and the high drop of out of rate and the government expenditure, education, health, and there are others here. This is an important point. Apart from HDI, the reform of India is also not is very encouraging as far as a gender development index means GDI. There is gender development index here and human poverty index here means HDI. But there is a wrong here. Human poverty index here HPI. There is a wrong pronunciation here is written there HDI. Or the comment is according to Human Development Report 2005. India as a position is a GDI was 98 out of 140 countries. There is a position of India here 98. The gender development index here 98 position for the 140 countries. And here the HPI here one was of 58 out of 103 country. There is a human poverty index here. The India is a position of 58 out of 103 countries. The next topic is the most important here, social economical indicator here. Social economic indicator. The indicator is the most important point here. Let's now have a very discussion about the various social economical indicator of India that are responsible for a human development here. As I mentioned earlier, we will be discuss health and education under social indicator and general economics with their reference to per capita income of poverties. There is an important here a capital in the social indicator of generally economics and first here healthy situation in India. Healthy situation in India is important. As you know, health is one of the three dimension of human development here. There is a three dimension of the human development through their under health life is expectancy is there considered as the indicator. But we should be now other health is related to the demographical indicator like a birth rate, death rate, total fertility rate, and infertility mortality rate here. There is an important point here. The demographical indicator like a birth rate, death rate, total fertility rate, infinite of mortality rate, etc. As well as about the health facilities like a hospital, dispensary, bed in the hospital, number of doctor and nurse, etc. to have a hospitality. There is the most important point. The view of about the health situation in the country is definitely is today the health situation was improved a lot of since independent. Today, there has been a significant demographic change and epidemiologically shift have concerned. India has been able to control of various is a communicable disease. India has been able to control of various communicable disease here. However, under a communicable disease vector is a borne diseases and the AIDS. AIDS continue to be a critical area of concern there with their decline of death rate, increasing of life expectancy and the changing lifestyle. There has been to increase in a non-communicable disease like cardiovascular ailments and cancer, cataract, is ensued and blindness and diabetes, etc. In all the above mentioned disease, the here disease of AIDS, AIDS, and pose a unique challenge because no cruel and ability to be till of today. But here AIDS mean to acquire immunodeficiency syndrome here, and there is a virus here HIV. It means human immunodeficiency virus here, and there is a most important here. Secondary, India is ranked second in their world, next only for South Africa. Within a estimated population of 5.206 million, 5.206 million persons infected by HIV/AIDS by December 2005. There is a most important point here. The next of South Africa with a estimated of population of 5.206 million person infected by the HIV/AIDS by December 2005. There is a most important point here. And recently, according to the UNAIDS estimate, India has been largest number of HIV/AIDS of population. There is a very thinkness word here. The HIV/AIDS is the largest number of India here, and surprising of South Africa. Population is surprising is South Africa here. Thought India is a place among the list of low prevalence of country. Our problem is a large population base here, and especially is the active reproductive age group of 15 to 49 year. There is also important active reproductive age here of 15 to 49 year. You can find out the total number of infected person from the age or composition table 2.73 in the provision lesson. If it is very really is want to young people to prevent HIV infection, we have to be enhance our life skill in the following way. The first way, understanding and feel good about yourself. Have a faith in yourself, understand your own strength and weakness, maintain your self-respect and self-confidence. The next year, be positive in your attitude toward life and be ready to learn from experience even if they are not pleasant. In a difficult situation, try to identify the case of problem, identify the best situations available and then a flow of them, and share your concern with the other and seek timely help when to need it. Adopt to the health lifestyle. There is the most important here skill here. And next, make a responsible decision here and seek the reliable information and make an informed choose and discussion here. Think of the consequence of your decision and action. Do not act of hostility as an impulsive here. Learn from the experience of other. We can benefit from the mistake of the other. And manage your stress by the sharing your concern with the other and the seeking help from to your parents, teacher, friends, and counselor here. That's important here. And have the is a confidence to be said no. It is a peer pressure. Be caring or empathic up to about to people who need a special care, such as the people living with the HIV/AIDS and the PLWHA, and seek out of the share information about sensitive productivity health issue. Here table, there is the most important point arrive here. India is selecting health indicator 1951 to 2003. There is the most important here. Here indicator and 1951 and 2003 here. The birth rate per thousand is a 40.8. Birth 2003 is a 24.8 only. And death rate is a per thousand is a 25.1. But here a death rate is a 8.0. There is a very low here. And third year infertility mortality rate is a per thousand live of birth here is a 146 only. There is a 1951 to 61 here conditions, and the death rate 2003 is a 60 here only. There is an infant mortality rate here. And the child 0 to 4 year mortality rate is a per thousand children is a in 1951 there is a 57.3. There is a most important record here 1972 recording here. And 2003 there is a recording 17.8. There is recording of 2002 only. The next year total fertility rate here 1951 the 6.0, but is a 2003 here is a recording of 2001 there are 3.0 only. And life expectancy of rate of male and female, the male here 37.2 is of 1951 and 2003 here the recording is 2001 to 6 here 63.9, and female here 1951 is 36.2, but is 2003 is recording here 2001 to 6 or 66.9. There is a most important recording for this. I am sure you have read the table carefully. As we said earlier, that is where has been to be significant improvement in each health indicator. But the desired result has not been to achieve in reducing birth rate here. and infancy mortality rate as well as a total fertility rate, and there is the need for the substantial effort, particularly in the rural areas where to the healthcare system is almost non-functional. As per health or care facilities in their country are concerned, it has increasing a leap and bound. There is an important point here. And the next table is the most important point to arrive here. The India is 10 to healthcare facility 1951 to 2004. You know that there is a most important here facility and time period here. Sub-center primary healthcare and community health center is a 1951 is only 725. But recording here to 2004, 1,68,986. There is a mostly important increasing, but facilities is low here. And dispensary and hospital, there is a number of hospital is making here. There is a 1951 here is a 900 200 9,209 only, but 2004 is a most important increasing in 2002 recording here, or 38,031 dispensary and hospital here, but facility is low. But bed is private and public. There is a 1951 1,70,198. But 2004 year recording 2003 year is a 9,14,543. And nursing is a personnel here 1951 there are 8,054 only. But 2004 there is here 8,36,000. And doctor modern system here 1951 the 61,800, but today here 2004 here recording is a 6,25,131. there is a most important increasing, but health facilities is here a zero. During 50 years 1951 to 2001, population has increasing alarming from a 36.10 crore to 102.70 crore. There is a most important increasing here of population. Stimulus is a number of partition as well as a problem related to a birth. Infant, child and mother care has increasing significantly. Therefore, the health system is still at crossroad with the wide gap between to demand and supply. Therefore, the health system is still at a crossroad with a wide gap between to the demand and supply here. But looking at the distribution of medical facility, we find there is a high is a unique distribution, and the most of the facility are concentrated is a around is a here a major cities and town. To be reduce the inequalities, government is India start on the ambition project of National Rural Health Mission. There is the most important themes here. National Rural Health Mission means NRHM. This program was launching on April 12, 2005 for a period of 7 years. The vision and target is the outcome of NRHM is given below. Apart from NRHM, is the government of India has also launched many programs related to the health, except their women and children, like Janani Suraksha Yojana, JSY, Balika Samriddha Yojana, BSY, and Kishori Shakti Yojana, KSY, etc. There is the most important themes here. Here table shows there is a most important point here. National Rural Health Mission NRHM, the vision of target outcome here. The vision of NRHM and target outcome here. There's an important point here. Vision is the most important. To be implemented throughout the country with a special focus on 18 states with a big public health integrate and the big infrastructure. But target outcome here is a IMR to be reduced to 0 per thousand leave of birth by 2012. The next year to improve tier ability and access to be equality of health care. But target outcome here IMR to be reduced to the 100 per is a 1 lakh leave of birth by 2012. There is an important target here, and the build of surgery between two health here TFT reduced to 2.1 by the 2012. There is a most important target here. The here a build of surgical between health and determined to the health is a good health like nutrition, sanitation, hygienic, and there are safe drink water. This is a vision, but target here TFT reduced to 2.1 by 2012. Malaria is mortality to be reduced to by 50% by 2010 and 60% by 2012. There is the most important target here, but a complete elimination of Kala Jar and is mortality by 2010. The next year to the streamlines of Indian system of medicine to the facility is a comprehensive health care. The target here, malaria to be reduced by 70% by 2010 and 80% by 2012 and complete elimination by 2050. There is a most important vision, but it is not completed today here. To increase absorptive capacity of health delivery system to able to the handle is increasing our allocations here. But target here at dengue as a mortality to be reduced by 50% by 2010 and estimates it is at that level till 2015. There is the most important target, but is not often complete here. The next point here to involve to the community over to the planning program. There is a vision. There is a to involve to the communities over to the planning process here, and there is an important here or target a cataract operation increasing of 46 lakh per annual. There is the most important target here to upgrade to the infrastructure. There is a vision, and there is a target leprosy prevalence rate of reduced from 1.8 per 10,000 in 2005 to be less than 1 per 10,000 thereafter. There is the most important target here to be assist the capacity of building. There is a vision, and TV dot series is a maintain 85%. That is important. And the here of increasing the fund allocation of health sector. Because there other is entire of mission of period, there is a most important target here, important vision. There is an important vision economic survey of 2005 to 6. The Ministry of Finance, Government of India is a page number 216. There is the most important point here. The next point here, a knowledge indicator. Knowledge indicator is the most important point here. Knowledge is a way considered as a power to the empower human beings in the various ways. And the individual with the extent or leaves of knowledge will be have economical freedom and will be have to wild choose for the growth and development. Today, as a society is a moving to be a war towards knowledge and society as a major chunk of population drive to there is a substance that is a base of knowledge economics. Due to this factor, a knowledge was considered as one of the integral as a part of human development index here. Dimension of the knowledge were taken into the considerations as I mentioned earlier. They are adult literacy rate and combined primary, secondary and tertiary growth involvement is a ratio here. Therefore, in this lesson, we will be not be discuss about the trend as a regional pattern of literacy. Rather, we will be especially is a specifically there discuss about their adult literacy here. It is because of the fact that we have already discussion about literacy is detailed in the lesson number 27 here. The other fact of detail of discussion about their adult literacy is that it is taken as one of the indicator to measuring their knowledge component. According to be NSSO is a 52 round is a 1995 to 96 and reported in a selective educational static. They are 1997 to 98 of 54.30% of adult are literate here. According to Human Development Report 2005, the adult literacy in India is a 60.0 here in a 2003. But if we make a state-wise analysis, the pattern has not been changed much. The regional pattern of adult literacy varies are considerable. It is may be observed that is the state is below to the national average Bihar. The Bihar is the national average here, including Jharkhand also, and Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, including Uttaranchal, Arunachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, including Chhattisgarh also. Jammu and Kashmir and Odisha here, and therefore there is a need for the improvement of adult literacy in this state. There is an important point. The next point here, gross enrollment ratio here, GER. G is R is most important, gross enrollment ratio. It indicates the proportion of between to the total number of learners in the particular age group that are supposed to be in that particular class and classes. The total number of actually learner enrollment there is the particular class and classes. Sometimes GER is more than 10% due to the admission of below the age group and above the age group in that class or classes. In a HDI is the aggregate of GER of primary, secondary and tertiary education is calculated. Here we will be restrict our discussion about the GER of primary education from first to fifth class is important here. According to the Economic Survey 2005 to 6, their GER has increased progressively from to 32.1 in 1950-51 to 84.90 in 2003 to 2004 in the age group of 6 to 14 from first to fifth class here. As soon as this drop out of rate of primary level declined from the 39.0 in 2001 and 2002 to here 31.4% in 2003 to 2004. As on October 2005, number of out of school of children as reported by state UT was reduced to is 95 lakh from a 3 lakh 20 lakh in the 2001. But till a 95 lakh out of school children at a primary level in a very high number. If you look at the state-wise and GER, it has been to found that is a various form of 116.60% in there is a Manipur to 55.2% is a Bihar. The state which is have a GER is below to the national. The national average are Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Haryana and Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir, Jharkhand and Nagaland. To improve the educational attachment, there is a particular involvement and intentions at the elementary level and reduce the adult literacy. Government of India has started to various new programs and also strengthens exciting two programs here. There is the most important program here, but next economical indicator. Economical indicator, there is the most important here. Human development has a place of great significance to economical productivity and growth here. This provide to mean to a progress is apart from education and health. Economical growth are generally found out with the gross domestical product here GDP. There is a most important here gross domestical product here and gross national product also means GNP. Their gross national product per capital income etc. Here we want to be discussed in detail all this above to mention economical indicator, but we will be discussed only about a per capital income is important here. According to Economical Survey 2005 and 06, per capita income has increasing from rupees 3,687 in a 1950 to 51 to be rupees 19,649 in a 2004 to 5. Though per capita income has increasing significantly, but disparities are very wide both at a regional level and local level. Even at the rural and urban level, there exists to very high a disparity in a per capita income here. Such a variation also is reflected through those of persons who are below to poverty line here. Poverty is not only economical as a phenomenon, but also is a social and psychologically here is a depressions, and this is reflect through poor quality of life and malnutrition and low human development sector the reason here. There are poor quality of life, malnutrition and low of human development. There is a main point here, poverty is here. And according to the Planning Commission of estimate in 1999 to 2000, there is where 26.10% of population living below to poverty line. There is the most important is a factor here, no more important is the number here, 26.10% population living below to poverty line. And this ratio is 27.9 in the rural area and 23.62% is the urban area. When the rural poverty is linked with the landless and the marginal farmers, urban is a poverty expected in the term of sprawling is a slum in a cities. The state with the population below to poverty line from national average include Odisha, Bihar. Bihar is including here Jharkhand also, and Madhya Pradesh including here Chhattisgarh, and Uttar Pradesh including here Uttarakhand. All the northern state is the eastern state except of Mizoram and West Bengal here. Next here, Human Development Index or state level analysis. There is the most important topic here, Human Development Index or state level analysis. In accordance with the UNDP Human Development Report, the Planning Commissions of India has come out of a similar kind of report in 2001. The report analyzed the human development situation of major states of India, which include the undivided Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh in this given table. The the Human Development Index here, the value of India as well as 60 selected major states are given below. There is a major 16 selected state here. Come to the table. There is the most important table here. This table is the most important here. India is a Human Development Index, a major state, 2001. There is a major state 2001 here. The state is a first of all, Andhra Pradesh is a HDI, Human Development Index here, 0.4.16. There is a very low condition here. Assam is a 0.386. This is a very low condition on. Bihar is also a very low condition, 0.367. There is HDI, Human Development Index here, very low in Bihar. There is a very low in Bihar, and there is Gujarat is a 0.479. Haryana is a 509, and Karnataka 0.478, and Kerala is a maximum is there 0.638. There is a most important point. The Kerala is the highest point level here, and the Bihar is a 3.67. You understand here? The Bihar is a very low condition, but Kerala is a very high status in this year. Madhya Pradesh is 0.394 here, and Maharashtra 0.523, and Odisha is a 4.404, and the Punjab is a 0.537, and also is Rajasthan 0.424, and Tamil Nadu 0.531, and Uttar Pradesh is a 0.388, and West Bengal is a 0.472. Their average here in India is here HDI. There is a report here 0.472, mean there is the lower condition. There is the most important point here. This study of a table, there is a most important information here analyzing here. It is a conclude that there is a north and south in divided variance of few expansion. All the southern India state are they doing well, except is Andhra Pradesh. On the other hand, the most of the northern state except Punjab and Haryana are doing badly in a human development index here. There is a badly Punjab, Haryana, and these northern states are given to the occurrences BIMRARU, which is a state of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Uttar Pradesh. Apart from the northern south divided, there is an axis to the east and west divided also. The western state like Gujarat and Maharashtra are doing fairly well in the comparison to the state eastern state. Odisha and Assam, the both this is a state is below the national average. West Bengal is accepted positionally at the national average, and therefore the need for play a greater attention to the state which are the not doing well in a HDI here. And effort should be made in the state to be here a human development index. In the following paragraph, we make a discussion at the state level. India is based on development radar suggested in the National Human Development Report 2001 and proved by the Planning Commission of India. A development radar. There are diagrammatics is representation of progress in HDI is prepared here, and separately is for rulers and urban areas of the as the A districts is a social indicator for 2 point of time early 1980s, early 99. There is the most important point here. And development is a radars where is constructed for all their state. The indicator have been included with the view of effect or assessments on the resources. At the sometimes development radar is a highlight to progress is a meeting out of the basic human need of ability to be safe, drink water and shelter. That is important. Social indicators selected for the constructions of development radar are flowing here. The first year, pre-capital consumption expenditure. Second year, incidence of poverty is captured as the head count ratio. And third here, access of safe drink water. And fourth, proportions of household with the Pakka house. Literacy rate for the age group of 7 years is above. There is literacy rate here, a group of 7 years and above, and sixth year in intensity of formal education indicator based on the weighted environment in a successive years. This class adjusted for non-environment children in the age group of 6 to 18 and the year. And the seventh point, the life expectancy at the age of the 1 year and the infant mortality rate also. The indicator is a scale through the magnitude from 0 to 5, and here 0 corresponds to the last achievement while the 5 given to maximum